Test.
All right, looks like we got sound. What is everybody up to tonight, man? Kind of got me a little makeshift studio here. Crystal keeps selling all of my furniture. So I keep winding it down and getting to a tighter and a tighter corner here. So it's all in fun, though. We are expanding the room here. I'm about to get a big TV and a couch and some other stuff. So figured I would do a little show tonight. Got barely just a big announcement, right? Tomorrow morning, what started out as a dream, a long shot, a Hail Mary, to go from a guy riding around the city with his fiance at the time, now wife, taking pictures of old abandoned buildings, talking about what they used to be and how bad they look now through COVID and adversity and some good opportunity. Now I have a 5-day-a-week radio show starting tomorrow. 5 days a week, man. I can't tell y'all. I sent tomorrow morning's guest, Napoleon Edwards, the Cypher Voice, New Year's Eve, I sent him a text that said, Happy New Year's to you and your family. My prediction is that both of us will have a 5-day-a-week radio show by the end of the year. Now, he's got a big announcement. I'm not sure when he's going to make that. It may be tomorrow. It may be later in the week. We'll see. But I have achieved my half of that, and I have no doubt that he will as well. So regardless of what you think of these platforms and our opinions and this, that, and the other, you should be able to look and say, hey, man, that is a local guy that started from the bottom and willed his way to an opportunity that I would have never guessed he would be able to. And look, I don't take that as an insult. There was nothing in my past that told you I could do this. Sometimes I question if I can do it. But I think that it's a lot easier to get better doing something when you do it 5 days a week instead of one. So say a prayer for me tonight if y'all don't mind. I could use all the good vibes I can get. Tomorrow morning is going to be a 2-hour show. Napoleon Edwards, the Cypher Voice, is going to be my first guest. And if you ask why Napoleon, well, Napoleon gave me my first ever opportunity to get on air and co-host a radio show with him. And then one day he let me do it by myself because he had a meeting. So I am forever grateful to Napoleon for that opportunity. So regardless of what some of my friends may think of Napoleon or some of his friends may think of me, I think loyalty is something that's lost nowadays. And whether me and Napoleon agree on everything or not, I'm going to be loyal to the people that were loyal to me and gave me opportunity. So, plus, hey, it's always a good, fun show when Napoleon's on. And, you know, with his thoughts and opinions on Jackson, coming out of a weekend like this where we had a drive, and I say Jackson, I mean the Jackson area. You had the what appeared to be a road rage incident, murder up in Ridgeland that now a little bit more is coming out. It may have been some drug or gang stuff, but neither here nor there. It's bullets flying from one car to another along 55 in Madison County or Jackson or anywhere else, but it happened in Madison County right in front of Renaissance. That kind of stuff don't happen up there. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to break that down. And how does it get to that point for a 16-year-old to get his life taken in that situation? How do we get there? How do we get away from there? What are the answers? Not like we have them all, but we're going to explore some options. Then, of course, we're going to talk about the juicy kicking seafood brawl. Come on, folks. I would love to know what happened there. Somebody get the last crab leg. I done gone back and watched that video about 20 times now. And I've seen more panties in it than I did the first time. Like, not only was y'all brawling with kids in the room, you were doing it promiscuously dressed enough to where one wrong movement and all we seeing is panties and poontang. Unacceptable. We're definitely going to discuss that. Some other things, just real quick, I'll kind of give y'all a heads up. I don't normally do this. I don't normally tell you what we're going to talk about the next day, but here's some topics. I want you guys to call in. Write this number down right now. 601-879-0002. 601-879-0002. That is the Black Axis Throwing Club phone line at 1039 WYAB. Of course, we'll be in the Generator Power Solutions studio when we're live on the air. Some of the topics we're going to discuss tomorrow. As I just mentioned, the road rage incident, the juicy seafood brawl. I brought up a topic on Facebook Saturday. If Jackson, Mississippi were its own country, it would have the highest murder rate in the world at almost 100 people for 100,000, almost 100 murders for every 100,000 citizens. That's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. We're going to discuss those details. We're sitting at 48 homicides as of right now, assuming no one dies between now and 7 a.m. in the morning. We're going to talk about, over the weekend, it would have been the 27th birthday of the beautiful Chelsea Kirchen. She would have been 27 years old. She was gunned down in Jackson and Belhaven on August 17th, 2017, I believe was the year, my birthday. Very sad, very sad. I had a good long conversation with her mother Friday night, and her mother, Stacy, was the first person outside of my little circle that allowed me to interview them about something as serious as their daughter being killed. And it took me from taking pictures of buildings to sitting down and telling stories and telling people's stories. So they will always have a very special place in my heart, and I always want to make sure that we honor Stacy and we honor Chelsea's memory by not letting her memory die. And this platform is going to do all it can to keep Chelsea's memory alive in the public and always remind people the dangers of being in Jackson. So we will honor Chelsea tomorrow on the radio. Also, story number 5, we're going to talk about the Michaela Bryant and LeBron James stuff. Michaela Bryant's the girl that was going to stab the other girl with a knife, got shot by the cop. We're going to discuss the fallout of that and the fallout of LeBron's stupidity. I want to talk about the Oscars and Hollywood hypocrites who put up fences around their award ceremony and kicked the homeless people out of their camps. Meanwhile, if any of us do anything like that, we're racist bigots. But it's okay for Hollywood to do it, to get up in there and tell us we're all racist bigots for doing exactly what they just did. The hypocrisy. And it's that cancel culture mentality. And we're gonna talk a lot about cancel culture. That is one of the main things why I agreed to do this show 5 days a week, was so that I could dive more into cancel culture and the attack on manhood and the attack on there being more than two genders or two sexes, however you want to say that. We're gonna keep that in the limelight every show. Kim Wade's show focuses a lot on the vaccines and stuff of that nature and the COVID stuff. Everybody show up there at the station's a little bit different, and I didn't want to jump on what they were doing. I wanted to kind of blaze my own path. So really going to focus heavy on the cancel culture stuff, and of course Jackson. Also, let me see. Man, I think I've got a couple other things. Of course, Stokes had a rally for peace protest or something this weekend. I'm sure that worked just fine. I'm sure that the murders and all will stop. So with that said, guys, I'm going to keep it short, keep it sweet. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We had one of our biggest weekends to date on the site this week. We broke the news story about the drive-by in Ridgeland. Not bragging that we broke a story of such negativity, but when you got a guy that's sitting at a car dealership all day, and you got to trust your sources, I guess, and I trusted my sources. We ran with it, and we were right. Even when people in the comments were saying that, no, that's a lie, that didn't happen. Before I post stuff on this page, I've done all I can to confirm it, for better or worse. I would have loved to have been wrong, but if we had been wrong, we would have never posted it. Kind of the moral of my story. We were sitting at over 1,000 shares on our Facebook account before I ever saw one of the mainstream media pages say a word about it. But I couldn't go into too much detail because it would have given up my source, I'm afraid. But hey, sometimes your sources are fans. So it helps when they think of you first when they see something happen. But I have to balance that with respect for their position. So that's always cool. So look, man, That's it. We've got some more. Hey, hold on real quick. They did catch the guy. Somebody sent me his picture here. Hang on. They did indeed catch the guy who did the shooting. I saved the picture here. Give me 10 seconds. DeAndrick D. Green, date of birth 9/16/2000. Capital murder suspect was apprehended last night in Meridian by Meridian Special Operations Unit and U.S. Marshals. He was currently out on bond for murder when the shooting happened on 55. So this dude, at 21-year-old, murdered a 16-year-old on the highway that started out with some chaos in Canton. I want to go say it went back as far as Tuesday night. So good job to all the parties involved getting him off the roads, off the streets. Hopefully they won't let him out on another murder bond, which I'm guessing in Madison, probably not happening. So I would be curious to know as to where his other murder bond was from, because very strange for that to be Madison. So we'll see. But look, all right, here's the deal. Me, Clay Edwards, the Clay Edwards Show, Napoleon Edwards, the Cypher Voice. We will be live on the radio, and I'll drop the streaming link in the morning, but you can go to WYAB.com. We will be live from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. tearing the roof off of Jackson. I mean, it's no holds barred, everything. We're going to talk about everything. I've even got some fun rapid fire questions I'm going to hit Napoleon with, about 20 of them. Try to have a little fun with the show too. It's the kickoff of the 5-day-a-week Clay Edwards Show, 2-hour extravaganza tomorrow morning, 103.9 WYAB right here in Jackson. If you can't pick up the signal, you're a little outside the area, you can stream it. Go to WYAB.com. It's also available on the TuneIn app. And if you can't find it anywhere else, DM me and I will send you a direct streaming link. And of course, if you miss it live, that's too early in the morning for you. It will be available by noon on all available podcasting platforms. We're very excited. We've got new sponsors lined up. I couldn't be more excited, man. I'm ecstatic. I got to get to bed because I got to get up at 5 a.m. to get from Cross Gates to Florida in time. But I had to jump on here, do a quick live, tell everybody thank you. I would not be here without you guys tuning in and sharing and doing these things when I do this, and supporting these sponsors, supporting Jones EQ, supporting USA Pawn, supporting Father and Son Southern Lawn Care, the gym at Byram, Lakeland Glass and Tint, Dumpsters of Mississippi, Generator Power Solutions, Black Axis Throwing Club, having a brain fart, Coleman Taylor Transmission, and several more. Actually, I want to make sure I ran through that because it would be so disrespectful for me to have missed one. Generator Power Solutions, Black Axis Throwing Club, Lakeland Glass and Tint, Dumpsters of Mississippi, and Coleman Taylor Transmission, as well as the previously mentioned USA Pawn, Jonesy Barbecue, AM Handyman Repair, Father and Son Professional Lawn Care, and the gym at Byram. So I'll be blowing social media up with all that this week. I got to figure out a way to start lumping all my posts and make a little more sense. If you know anybody that owns a restaurant that wants to get their daily lunch specials promoted, I got the perfect plan. Hit me up. It will be the best thing they've ever done. I guarantee it. Or I will pay their first month advertising out of my pocket if it doesn't work. Hit me up, savejackson@gmail.com. You guys tune in tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. We got some big announcements. Of course, there's lots of stuff I didn't tell y'all here. Can't give it all away. Y'all tune in. Peace out. Thank y'all. Oh, hey. How about these Save Jackson hats? How about these things? These things